making sure that we're getting those, fine lines of who do we need to beat, how much do we need to beat them by, do we need the high average score to climb a position, or do we just need to play defensive and lock in those points and make sure we don't drop any games we shouldn't.
Thank you, JJ. Sorry, I was reading that. Yeah. No, that's the thing, though. There are quite a few teams who have the same comp points, but their average score has put them higher.
Yeah, and Cascade 2 is traditionally very defensive, but if you need to improve your average score, so be it. And right as we see that, let's have a look here.
No, got shut up by that sad lamp on the back door.
Now on the back door. All right, we're having issues with the scoreboard on the side, so we might...
Dragon, what's your Dragons doing? Did they dump?
Green hit.
Look,
hit.
Azorin, lefty shots into green base. Gets the green as Zam retaliates. What looks like a fairly empty blue. I wouldn't be surprised if they dumped.
Canberra being Canberra.
Look, this is a expected third for the Dragons by a fair margin. So if they can just take one team or the other, they don't care really which one.
Yeah.
Anything's up for them. Meanwhile, Rampage and Riptide, they're very close on the ladder. They would certainly not want to be dropping to each other. But they also wouldn't want to be dropping to the Dragons, who are substantially lower than them on the ladder either. So we do see Rampage with the early retaliation base.
Yeah. So green and blue are just going to trade bases at this point by the looks of it. So it's going to be a base race between them. And red with the 3 defenders, you might just starve for pack points here, bro.
Look, this is either going to work out really, really well for Riptide or really, really badly. Either they are going to get starved out of this game and they're just going to struggle to get bases once these two teams finish each other's bases, or alternatively, all of the game is going to move to red base and suddenly Riptide's laughing. They'll have 2 free bases to walk through and they'll have all the pack points at their base and they're just laughing. So
they just got to be patient for that and not panic when it happens.
There we go. We see volley into green now in the empty green as Whippet grabs the blue.
Not for just missing that shot. Wait, where did the Dragons go?
So Canberra has many different flavors of dump. As someone who played on the Dragons for a few years, there's not just one dump strategy. There are multiple dump strategies. I'm curious which one they might be using for this game. We do see red pushing into blue now. I think, if nothing else, the Dragons have said, we're going to make it a high base game. We all need to pack our average score here a bit, and that's what they're going for. So we do see red players and green players both set up in blue. Holcrome putting shots into it, but has plenty of teammates to make sure that red player cannot snag the defender.
Is blue... I just worry when blue's not doing anything right now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Finn is in green base.
Not even mucking around, just running in straight, getting it.
Oh, and it looks like Nufa came back to see who was shooting my green base. This is my green base.
Yeah.
And
that's the fear though when you know you're not meant to be at a base and you run in and then you see your other teammate there. Like having that itchy trigger finger and maybe costing them that denial.
All right, I will try to talk slower, Jipley. I apologize. I've got some caffeine in my system. Spider putting shots into blue base now. Grabs the blue base. So that is Rampage done with that empty blue base.
Okay,
and got a few people churning in. Hi, Jet. How's it going? We're missing you here this year.
I love your dedication listening to us in the car.
All right, so we are about 4 minutes into this game. We're 3.5 minutes in.
Nufa's going for the green now. Which is identified as being dumped as well now.
We were asking what the Dragons are doing. Nufa's grabbing a green base, while the rest of the Dragons are grabbing a red base. Meanwhile, Rampage are set up in blue. I'm not sure why.
They're base swap. It was a base swap, but now Dragons have thought, let's not swap, let's just go to the extra team.
Yeah, so Dragons have said we're done with green, except they're not. Gustus still needs it. But they've gone and started their reds. Meanwhile, okay, now it's Jam into the blue. So just as soon as Rampage abandons the strategy of...
Riptide's coming out now.
Yeah, Riptide is coming out and says, well, we've got 5 empty blues, possibly 5 empty greens too. We'll catch right back up.
Math skills from Jet, you are another Asian. You should be one of those mass ones. You're Japanese. You got that one. I feel like you guys are a lot more strict on numbers than us Chinese.
So we do see blue players still continuing to push into red base.
Red's hiding.
Oh, gets denied. There are 2 green players waiting out the back.
Red's hiding in that open corner.
Yeah, looks like Rampage have just said, look, our play here is to stop whatever the Dragons are trying to do. Meanwhile, Riptide's just walking through some empty-looking bases.
Nufa's back in green, just waiting to jump the red players coming through.
Yeah, and it does look like, Nufa, as you said, he's holding there, but there's nothing happening. So he's losing this time. He already has this base. Maybe he should go swap with Gustus, who is the one Dragons player who does still need that base.
Let's go. Yeah, so right there. So dragons and sorry, who's the last? Why is Gustus not at green?
Exactly, that's what we just said.
He knows the base should be up. He should know that 30 seconds is there.
Blue destroyed.
All right, Hazmat grabbing a third blue base as well.
Yes.
Red
This
hit.
pulls Riptide right back
Red
into
hit.
it as Spider is going for
Green
red,
hit.
but gets denied.
Green
Big
hit.
red.
Team denied.
Oh, Big
Green
Red stealing that
destroyed.
base.
Red
Norfolk was there
destroyed.
waiting to get him, but he got the shot off first.
He did, and Sad Lamp grabs the red.
Yep.
So at this point, we're about halfway
Well
through the
done.
game, and we
Oh.
see Riptide with 5 bases, leading Rampage with 6 bases, well ahead of Dragons with 5 bases. There's a couple of denials hurting the Dragons, and they're just not getting as many
Blue
pack
hit.
points either.
No.
Blue
Big
hit.
Red going for it. He went from green
Well
straight to blue,
Well
and now
done.
he's got it very clean.
So-
Going back onto that defense.
If they keep this pace up,
Green hit. Green hit.
Moon
Green
leveled up.
destroyed.
okay, if
Well
they keep up
done.
this pace, we are going to potentially be looking at a 10 base game again. There was one
Yes.
earlier this comp, definitely, because I played in it.
Yes, there was. I was watching that one.
But this could be another 10 base game.
Such a close game. I don't know. Riptide is ahead on pack points even once you take their base away.
Member
Yeah,
leveled up.
their pack points is
Well done.
pretty out there right now.
And it is kind of what we said, right? You know,
Yeah.
Riptide, the games come to them. They are benefiting from empty bases at blue and green and all of the
Red
pack
hit.
at their base.
Oh,
Gustus pushing into
Gus.
red,
Oh,
doesn't get
green.
it. Green
Blue team
denial,
denied.
takes that box position,
Oh.
sitting up, ready, not putting
No,
shots
he's
in.
not. He's smart
Well
not to
done.
go for it, knowing that there's so much chaos just in that sweep area.
Yeah,
Member
getting comms
leveled
probably
up.
that there's players
Well
coming
done.
from all sides.
Green hit.
We do see Hazmat
Yeah.
running
Green
into what
hit.
looks like an empty green.
Oh,
Nufa was
Nufa.
defending it though.
he was
Red
waiting
team
to deny
denied.
the red team.
All right, so looks like Nufa's appointed himself as the defender of green base.
It's such a short distance that it is possible for him to still help his team while
Green
defending.
hit.
Oh,
Green hit.
Nufa, are you going to come back? Oh,
Green
oh,
destroyed.
Nufa.
Oh,
He was waiting for you there.
Blue
At the same
team
time,
denied.
Gus got denied at red.
yeah, Gustus having a bit of a rough one there. Not getting much pack, a few denials, and Dragon's plan, it looks like,
Red hit.
was to push
Member
out for that
leveled up.
aggressive
Oh, watch your
bases.
back.
Well
Oh, came
Blue
around the
team
front,
denied.
got
Yes.
shot over that half wall
Member leveled
through the
up.
front. That's very
Well
hard
done.
to defend yourself against from that front door of red.
Yeah.
Red
Dragon's
hit.
plan just hasn't
Oh,
worked
yeah.
out
hit.
as
Go
much.
again. Someone shoot
Red
the green. Okay,
destroyed.
thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Go get your green base, bro.
Member
It has been
leveled
empty
up.
for a
Well
while.
done.
Blue hit.
it
Oh,
has.
Pug's going
Blue
for his
destroyed.
blue.
All right, so is that blue done? I think
Yeah,
that is
blue's
the
done.
last blue base for this game. So
Member
blue
leveled
is
up.
completed. The
Well
game will be
done.
only be being played in the back half of the maze between red and green. So if we just flip to
Member
the
leveled
arena
up.
cameras for a second,
Well
It just
done.
needs to be played at red though.
look
like,
at all of that. All the players, you
Wow.
can see them in between those red and green
Green
bases
hit.
on that top camera there.
Green
so
destroyed.
on that right hand side is the back wall of the maze. So that's what I mean by up the back.
Yep.
It's so far out there.
And we can see
Oh.
Riptide now coming into this
Member
last third of
leveled
the
up.
game, well
Oh,
and
well
truly in
done.
the lead, in control of this
Yes.
game now. They've grabbed their 9th base. I think that was Pug Salad grabbing a
Yep.
green.
So then they've only got the one more, once again, empty base. So they're definitely probably going to get their 10 with this much time left.
But Dragons with that extra base have now pulled ahead
Oh.
of Rampage. Gustus should, in theory, no, he did get
No.
his empty green. That was the extra base they got.
Okay, yeah. So now so dragons just need red.
Rampage just
yeah.
needs red. Everyone needs red.
Yeah, like I said, at the start, they made the right call by just holding a bit more like you
Member
did
leveled
and
up.
waiting for the packs
Well
to come to
done.
them.
All right.
What food killed II? The food didn't kill him. He just got sick, and it hit him real bad, real hard.
All right.
He's
Leveled
just
up.
recovering.
Well done.
Yeah, I hope he gets better soon. So we see someone in the chat suggesting that Jam gets green. I just saw Jam at green, I believe.
hit.
But
he
as
did
that's
get
Azoran
tagged out.
keeping him out, though.
Yep, and Zam getting
Green team
denied,
denied.
at red base, it looks like. So
Yes.
Dragon saying,
Oh,
no,
dragons
no.
are set up. Are they just going to go for it? No.
Member
Oh,
leveled up.
oh, they
Well
could.
done.
I don't know
They-
how they didn't die to that defender.
I know.
BG
Red
Master's still
destroyed.
alive.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that was an amazing, amazing red take. Can we replay that
Yes,
button?
do it.
Let's replay that red take. Look at this.
There's
One,
running in at the same
two.
time.
Red hit,
Green
two
hit.
Nice.
greens.
Green destroyed.
Oh, they dive, but they don't get him. He gets the base.
Yeah.
And that pulls Dragons a little bit ahead of that Rampage team now. Dragons can take a breath because they probably know that Rampage still only needs red too, and they're ahead on that run.
Yes. So that's the thing though, like I feel like scores can't change or positions won't change that much. knowing they're fighting over the same base. It's just watching your back when not getting those sniper shots when you're trying to run in and losing the pack point game.
Yeah, it is. So Jam does finish his bases. Riptide is done. They can just sit back and have the luxury of defending their base from all colors, blue and green, just all of the pack points, all of those dings into their pocket. They're going to put a nice buffer on their average score. I haven't looked at the ladder up that high to know whether they need it, but it can't hurt, right?
No. Just looking, yeah. So,
Red
I
hit.
haven't seen a 50 count. That's the thing. Everyone plays defenses of ascensions.
Oh, Azurin goes for his red,
Blue
gets
team
denied,
denied.
unfortunate. He's that lefty player, so it might have been that shot coming across the front again that's very hard to hit. Someone's saying we might as well zoom in on red.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go zoom in
That's
on
where all the
red.
action is now.
All the action's at red. We might as well watch red base, which is once again dragon set up in the base.
The Dragons are cracking into it. It's just the opportunity to take it as everyone knows they're in there is the problem.
Yes, and the players that are in there are not necessarily the ones
Call
that
out
lead.
now. You guys got so many defenders. Take it. Take it. Oh.
Blue team denied.
Oh, okay.
Zoran, another denial there at red base. One shot this time.
Gonna get expensive.
Yeah, they are still ahead though, because Rampage still there's 2 bases down.
Yes.
And if they can get one, it won't quite claw them back. So it is the 2 that they need to get
Yes.
that lead over them. And red is, as we said, set back up in defense. They're holding both the under position and that back sort of V, that triangle that is really good to defend. And it's going to make it very hard for players to defend back in.
I feel like it's a sniping game now. You can see the green on the outer edges of the camera just sniping through. Not really trying to push it, trying to get the pack points instead. But like you said, they do need a base to make a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, and 8 seconds left. I lie. It's not going to make that
Red
much of a
hit.
difference.
Oh, gets
Red
denied
hit.
anyway. And
Game
very
winner.
impressive.
Team
No, no, no.
proceed to exit.
Did someone just try to go for the base at the end?
It's possible. It's quite possible that they did, but it doesn't
Oh.
really make a difference to the scores in this particular instance. So we do see Riptide with a monster game, absolute monster game.
Jam, look at the tag ratio and highest streak, 15.
So Jam absolutely killing it, although it is Zam, not Jam, with the highest chain tags there.
Oh.
So I had a bit of a pew 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 run going
Yeah.
on during that game. And we can see, it's been a bit rough for a few of those players in there. We can see Rampage had a bit of team tags going on there as well. Probably just caught in that crossfire. It's a fairly small area, lots of shots going in. Not necessarily that they were, being silly and shooting their teammate so much as players just running across your line of fire.
That is a problem. Like, when you know there's that clear line of fire,